Les, I think the only coach or manager I've ever seen that gets an ovation as she takes the lineup card out and as she returns to the dugout.
When you're 1,100 games over 500 for your career, you kind of warrant it.
I would think so.
Standing ovation each time. So yeah, this is we are in the presence of greatness. I know we talk about Oklahoma and the offensive output that they've shown all year in the first 2 games of this, but Patty Gasso she's seen it, she's done it, she gets them motivated, and we'll talk a little bit later about a question I asked her in pregame, and it's quite fantastic.
Casey Hamilton starts out with double strikes to Jada Coleman.
And this is what Casey Hamilton's going to do too. She works both sides of the corner very well. She has fantastic movement on her ball, and her changeup is probably her best pitch out of her arsenal. So if she uses that effectively, we'll see what happens.
0-2 pitch works outside, ball 1. Did a little reconnaissance on that changeup, and I'll give that to you here in a little bit when we get into the game. But that has been a very, very good pitch for Casey Hamilton for a long, long time. Coleman down 1-2 in the count. One of the best leadoff hitters in the country, if not the best. High into center field, Macy Omley. Not battling a 30-mile-an-hour wind for the first time maybe this year at Rocha Ballpark, and handles that one easily. There's one down. Kansas defensive alignment, a little bit of a change in that Ashlyn Anderson is at third base today. Les Haley Harper takes over at shortstop. Lurks more behind the plate for Shelby Garrett.
Right, we've seen Haley Harper just dominate it when she's played second base. So Ashlyn Anderson can play anywhere in the infield. She's a gamer as well. So moving this around, even though it's a change, they've lost nothing. That's a strong defense.
Howell pops it up. Cheyenne Hornbuckle drifts back and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for Oklahoma.
This is what Casey Hamilton does well. She'll get in the zone, but oftentimes you can't get a solid swing off her because she works the corners really well and changes speeds really well. So far, an easy fly to center, and the next pitch, an easy pop up to second base.
So here's Tiare Jennings. Second baseman, number 3 hitter, who nearly put one on the roof on Saturday.
From our vantage point, when she hit that home run sitting up high, you could see that it was going to be gone right away, but I did not realize it was 5 feet from landing on the roof of the building.
Was it Mickey Mantle at the old Tiger Stadium that there was the monster shot that's always talked about? I'm not sure. I didn't think so. I didn't think that roof was reachable here, but she showed that indeed it is. Two-0 pitch now to Jennings. On the ground. First play for Harper at short. She handles it. And it's 3 up and 3 down for the Sooners in the first. The Jayhawks wearing their blue and pink for the Jayhawks for a Cure game. The final home game of the season here at Rocha Ballpark. Facing Nicole May in the circle. For a strike for May. Les, we talk so much about Oklahoma's offense, but their pitching has just been spectacular as well.
Absolutely dominant. You saw Jordy Ball the first day, and she wins and goes now 20-1. And you saw Hope Troutwine yesterday get the win. She's now, I believe, 13-0. And then here we go with Nicole May, 11-0 with a .88. Most organizations need, you see Jordy Ball there. You think in baseball you need 5, 6 starters. Some teams you only need 1 or 2, but Oklahoma's deep in every sense of the game, but pitching as well.
SB looks at strike 2. Full count now, 3-2. They came in to close out the game on Saturday. SB lifts it to short. Grace Lyons is there, 1 down. Jim McFall's lineup staying pretty much the same as we've seen all weekend. Ashlyn Anderson coming up now, followed by Lyric Moore, Olivia Bruno in the 4-hole. Shelby Gare, Cheyenne Hornbuckle at second. Mentioned Haley Harper getting the start at short. May with a strike. Angela Price getting the start in right field today.
When you have dominant pitchers like this and outscoring your opponents, you would think that the defense sometimes would be on their heels, but it's not. Every game is not just about strikeouts. This is a great defense behind Nicole May and whoever's in the circle.
We've seen Lyons, make some great plays at short.
It's exactly what I was going to say, Leif. We've seen her make some incredible plays. I mean, we've seen great defense on both sides. It's just been impressive the whole series.
Anderson won't chase. 1-2. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Nicole May.
When you're behind in the count as a hitter, one of the hardest balls to hit is the one that's rising and it gets above your hands. About that 2/3 of the way there, it starts to get past the hand point, but you see it at that point where you feel like you can get it. Your eyes tell your brain tells your hands to go get it, but by the time it's in the catcher's mitt, it's just too high.
Off the end of the bat, May gathers it up. Tags out Lyric Moore. There's 3 up, 3 down for the Jayhawks. No scores. We go to the second here in Lawrence on. Grace Lyons steps in. Number 4 hitter, shortstop, facing Casey Hamilton. I'm not sure Light and Zephyr go together, by the way. Just a little high, 2-0.
Good discipline here. We talked about it yesterday and had another conversation again with JT Grasso, the hitting coach, and Coach Patty Grasso's son. Just before the game, we're just talking about hitting, and he's asking me about baseball. I'm asking him about softball, but just their discipline and simplicity and approach.
Inside 3-0 now to the number 4 hitter.
Look at Grace Lyons' stance. She just looks like she's going to hit.
Strike called. Unless right outside our window is a what I presume to be a radar. You were getting a little intel on that as well. They track just about everything with Oklahoma, don't they?
They do. Mainly, that's one of the main things they're tracking is the exit velocity. And 63 miles an hour is their baseline. Anything at or above that is considered a hard hit. And I was talking with their tech that's handling that, and she said that 70% of balls that classify as hard hits find a hole that the hitter gets on base. So they're tracking hard hits constantly.
And that goes back to your George Brett story about hit it hard, don't try to hit it far, right?
Right, because if you try to, as Grace Lyons walks, if you try to hit the ball far, you're dropping your hands, you're opening your shoulder, you're super launch angle, whatever you want to call that, and you tighten up, which when you tighten up, your top hand rolls over more. You're actually slower than you are when you relax with your bat speed. And so hitting the ball hard just focuses on the hitting zone. You're keeping your front shoulder in. When you get a hittable pitch, you just put a good swing on it, stay down through it, and don't force some location unless it's a hit and run or a bunt or something. And they're definitely seeing results from it.
There's Alyssa Brito, left fielder. Outside 2-0 now.
Sooners are going to take their walks. Make no mistake, they are not a free swinging team. The runs that they've put up this season has been incredible. This pace is amazing. But again, they get those runs because people take their walks. They hit singles, doubles as well. Hit by pitches a lot.
Jammed her, foul. Maybe that's the biggest surprise for me watching them in person here for the first time, is that you see the stats and you see the gaudy numbers and you think that they're just swinging from the heels and knocking home runs all over the place. But Alo yesterday with 4 walks. I mean, they are very, very disciplined. They're very, very patient. And maybe that's what makes them such a good hitting team, is when you're that patient and willing to take a walk, wait for a pitch. Maybe it makes you that much better. But I just expected, I guess, a bunch of free swingers here. Bites off another one. It's 2-2.
Well, there's humility in that, because the home run queen, Jocelyn Alo, she could just be trying to hit home runs the whole time and not worry about her average, but she's hitting almost 500. And so if you're up to bat and you have home runs, I think we have 5 or 6 Sooner hitters that are in double-digit home runs. And so if you're not going to give me a pitch, I'll take my walk, and then the person behind me will do it. There's so much pop and offense all the way through the lineup.
Ground ball to short. Harper on it quickly, not in time. Brito hustling down the first base line. It was going to be a close play.
This is one of those Bermuda Triangle situations for Casey Hamilton. Just to her right, our left, and it just snuck past the circle. And I'm sure Alyssa Bree's like, oh, I wish I would have hit it harder, but she is hustling down the line. That was a great throw, great play by Haley Harper, but there's not really anything that you can do about it. It's just a perfectly placed ball past the third baseman, in between her and the pitcher. Shortstop's playing normal depths. She had to come in, run hard. Nothing you can do but give up the single.
Nice stretch there from Olivia Bruno to make it a close play. Now it's Lindsay Elam with 2 aboard, nobody out. Nice play from Haley Harper. Lays out to get the out.
That'll energize the crowd and the Jayhawks right there. What a great play. From the first game when we saw her go in at second base last series, just how good she is. She gets a great jump and a full extension layout toward the left field foul line. Fantastic defense. See the runner diving back in there. I forgot I was the analyst for the game. I was getting all excited, yelling wow right in the middle of the play.
Nobody more excited than her pitcher, Casey Hamilton. She fired up too. So 1 down, still 2 aboard for Jenna Johns.
Haley Harper is definitely someone who will sacrifice her body, and you know she's going to be dirty by the end of the game. She's diving all over. We saw that one play a few games back when she was at second base and a ball destined for a center field single, but she come out of nowhere and had a great glove work on a short hop.
Hamilton just misses outside, 2-0. What an athlete.
She's incredible. Great instincts, great arm. We see that incredible glove. Very, very athletic. I'll remember that play.
Strike 2 and 1.
It's Casey Hamilton's forte right there. Try to hit that curveball on the outside. Take a couple to the outside. Fire inside. Could be a changeup coming pretty soon as well.
Hit hard. Madison Hirsch doubles up. Another great defensive play by the Jayhawks. Olivia Bruno will lead things off in the bottom of the second for Kansas. As the fans here catch their breath after that defensive showing in the top of the second. Nicole May starts her off with a strike. Sensational play by Haley Harper. Madison Hirsch started the double play. Bruno just pops one down the right field line. It's fair. I'm not sure what that registers on the radar gun there, Les, but that counts as a hit, right?
She's been watching Mike Trout with a check swing triple down the right field line the other night. Exactly done. A little bloop single, but hey, it's not about always getting a perfect swing or hitting it perfect. She got just enough to get it over there. Hit it where they ain't, and that's what she did. Leadoff hitter on base. I learned a long time ago that you don't apologize for any kind of single like that.
I know.
You hit enough balls hard at people.
Shelby Gayer turns around to bunt. This is going to go over the pitcher's head. May still makes the play at second base. Pretty good change of direction for Nicole May.
Yeah, Olivia Bruno was caught. That was a difficult situation because she couldn't go anywhere. She's at first base. She couldn't tell if it was going to be caught over the pitcher's head, obviously, but you just don't know. But it was a heads-up play of still staying with it, getting the leadoff runner at second base.
Cheyenne Hornbuckle now for Kansas. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Outside 2-2.
You'll see pitchers sometimes do this in both baseball and softball, but it looked like Nicole May kind of forgot where she was and made the motion for a fastball. She got the sign and kind of motioned to her catcher, this is what's coming. You hit her, you're looking for that. Might be an advantage.
Swing and a miss. Nice change of speed. Her second strikeout.
Otherwise known as the pitch of death. The dreaded changeup. Painted it on the outside corner, dropped a mile. With 2 strikes, you got to expand your zone and try to fight it off.
Here's Haley Harper, who's making the most of her time at shortstop. One of the plays of the year, diving catch.
There's extended, and then there's just flat laying out for a ball. She laid out for that. She was perfectly horizontal. Toes pointed, glove out.
Up high 2-0.
You mentioned her brother's a wrestler, correct?
She wrestled with her brother up until the 5th grade. They both finished second in state. Her brother now wrestles at Oklahoma State.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any competition between her and her brother. We'll count her out.
Her dad was a college athlete as well. Down low, 3-1.
Again, it's a good take right there. That's a well-located outside corner changeup that was down, and you can tell when a hitter's locked in. She didn't flinch her hips or her front shoulder open, didn't shift her weight outside, saw it right away, trusts her hands, and we've seen her turn on some inside fastballs this weekend.
Harper draws a walk. It's 2 aboard now for Kansas. Angela Price now for the Jayhawks, getting the start in right field. I think we're going to have a pinch runner here.
Past couple days, Leaf, we've been talking about the 8-hole and how important it is if with 2 outs, the 8-hole hitter can get on. Even if then the 9-hole hitter in Macy Omley were to make the final out, you're still getting that leadoff hitter up in the third. Now she's going to bat. Shayna Espy's going to bat regardless in the next inning. But do you want her leading off, or do you want her batting second or third?
Sophia Bazard running at second base now for Shelby Gayer. 2 down, 2 on for the Jayhawks. 1-0 now to Angela Price. Strike called. Since our time together, I've started watching lineups more and more now for 8-9, and you know, sometimes you think maybe a manager or coach would just put that 8-9 as maybe in descending batting average order, but now it makes a lot more sense to me as that 8 hitter versus the 9 hitter, and then trying to get back to the top of the lineup.
It can make all the difference in close games. You get your leadoff hitter to hit earlier, and if your leadoff hitter's there, it's your 2, 3, 4 high average power hitters coming up.
That got her.
And there's the 8-hole hitter getting on base.
All right, so it's bases loaded now.
Right, Nicole Mays just trying to come inside, but just a little bit too much. Just nicked Angela Price on the forearm there, kind of skipped off the side, but now you got bases loaded.
For Macy Omley. Omley had a great sacrifice bunt yesterday, but a very capable hitter. 2 down, bases loaded for the Jayhawks. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Nicole May.
Great pitch. First pitch change up again on the outside corner. You get bases loaded and get a little jumpy, and you see the ball and feel like you can reach it, so you swing at it. But first pitch change up is most likely something you want to take.
Swing and a miss. Down 0-2. I'm going to guess Nicole May has seen this situation a time or two, maybe in an inter-squad scrimmage when you face your own team, the lineup that Oklahoma has.
Yeah.
They've probably had bases loaded against you a time or two.
A few. But this is what you do.
2 down.
Macy Omley's going to have to expand her zone here with 2 strikes.
Down low.
Good take.
Kinsey Hansen with a good block.
The nice little pocket, the Bermuda Triangle right over Grace Lyons at shortstop. She can find a way to get one over there.
This one into the air. Jada Coleman calls for it and makes the play. Jayhawks leave them loaded in the second. Start things off for Oklahoma. Facing Casey Hamilton. Up high 1-0. Unless you were talking about the changeup from Hamilton. I had a chance to talk to her dad just briefly before the game. He said that when she was 10, she really started throwing. That was really the first pitch that she mastered, was the changeup. And of course, at 10 years old, it's fouled away. They don't really have a lot of signals. So her 10-year-old coach would say, "Come on, Casey Ann," and call her by her middle name, and that was the signal to throw the changeup. I'm not sure that Jennifer McFalls is using the same
no.
on the wristband, but
I think
that's a good one.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma's head coach Patty Gasso probably would pick that up right away. But she definitely has mastered it.
Take it into right field. Price gauges it and makes the catch. 1 away.
Kinsey Hansen hung in there, but a nice play. A good jump by Angela Price out there in right field. The ball carried out a little bit to her, but she didn't play it tentatively. And sometimes when you have those tweeners, you'll have outfielders that will play it tentative and they get caught between, and single turns into 3 bases or something like that. So it's a good read.
So here's Riley Boone, the number 9 hitter. Corners drawn in for the Jayhawks. Down low. In the air, short center field. Macy Omley on. Makes a catch. 2 away.
So far, Casey Hamilton doing a great job. A couple line drives, but nothing hit really hard. Using her defense, getting hitters off balance.
We talk about athletic families. Her brother Jack plays football at Washburn. Her dad Doug played basketball at Pittsburgh State.
Wow.
He's a longtime golf coach at Washburn. Had a lot of success there as well. 2 down. Top of the order for Jada Coleman.
I imagine that the Hamilton home over Thanksgiving might be some card games or some flag football in the yard or something going on, and it's never going to be lopsided with all those athletes.
Casey might be my first pick.
Yeah.
Inside 2-0.
Watch Casey as she pitches. She actually comes diagonal toward the left-handed batter's box here, which would make it tough to get a reach. She's pitching from the left side. She's at that slight angle toward the hitter, and then she comes back across. It's tough to pick up.
Nice pitch. Strike called. 2-1. Hamilton's a very good hitter. We saw her in high school. She and Olivia Bruno would switch back and forth from pitcher to first base. And I think the plan was to maybe let her hit here at KU. She was injured earlier this year. Didn't really get a full swing into it. Strike called. Another good pitch from Hamilton.
She's painting the corner today.
She's a very capable hitter as well.
So you think in the summer league, these girls that are POs go ahead and get their at-bats and get their taste back for hitting?
You got to, right?
You have to, yeah.
Full count now to Coleman. Who gets on base about 61% of the time. She flew out to center in the first. Hit hard. Nice play from Hornbuckle. The great defense continues. Bottom of the third here in Lawrence. A ball to Shayna Espy, who leads things off for the Jayhawks. Leadoff hitter. Popped out to short her first time up. Facing Nicole May in the circle for the Sooners. Strike called. 1-1. Thus the PO is kind of a newer phenomenon. I'm not sure pitcher only is in the last 15-ish years, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. You see it a lot in baseball and sometimes in softball. I know that when I was recruited by St. Francis in Joliet, Illinois, I had already committed. And they came back and said, well, I was hitting .480 my senior year of high school, and at the time broke the home run record and played center field and also pitched. And they said, well, we're going to use you as a PO. I said, you know what? I'm so thankful that you chose me for your program, but I'm going to go ahead and not go there because I'm going there with a bat in my hand and pitch if you ever need it. Like, oh, no, we want you just to pitch. So, well, thanks, but no thanks. And so they at least verbally conceded to let me hit when I got there.
Foul territory, tough play. Good effort from Johns. It was 2-2.
And then when I got there, played just a little bit as a freshman and then sophomore, junior, and senior year, and did not pitch 1 inning in 4 years of college. They wanted me as a PO. I ended up being a right and center fielder the entire 4 years.
Good thing you were a good hitter then, right?
Well, that's what I told him. I said, my strength is more my hitting. I mean, pitching, I'm just a 2A school, and you don't play a lot of big schools or powerhouses when you're only 2A.
Into right center field. That ball is down. Boone on it quickly. Throw into second base is not in time. And a leadoff double for Shayna Espy.
Shayna Espy showing her wheels there too. This was a perfectly placed 2-strike pitch. She'd been fouling it off. That got a little bit of the plate. Nicole May probably wants that back, but she split them perfect. That was a great turn by the outfielder. Good outfield work right there, but see the first base coach sending her the whole way. She has a great long stride. She's an exceptional athlete, and a leadoff double is exactly what the Jayhawks needed right here.
Turned first base really well, didn't she?
She did. That's textbook turn.
The bunt has popped right back up to May. That was Madison Hirsch, who's in for Ashlyn Anderson.
Well, nothing can squelch a rally oftentimes than a sac bunt that pops to the pitcher. And the key is you got to try to keep the barrel above your hands and get the ball on the ground. There's a big difference with a runner on second with 1 out versus a runner on third with 1 out. Still can score, no problem, but you got to be fundamentally sound and have good situational hitting.
Lyric Moore, the number 3 hitter, swings and misses.
Seen Nicole May start a couple of these hitters as this game rolls on with first pitch changeups, and the Jayhawk hitters are offering at it and missing.
Swing and a miss, and now Moore's down 0-2.
As a hitter with 2 strikes, you've got to expand your zone and fight and try to get this thing back in your favor.
Good block from Hansen. Into center field, Coleman goes back. Espy retreats to second base, and they're 2 down.
Lyric Moore does a good job of fighting this ball off, but you can see the wind was pushed it and took it into right center. I don't know, Shayna Espy might have thought she might have caught it sooner, or maybe she thought it was down and didn't read the play. She looked like she was going to tag and then got off about 5 feet before the catch was made. So then she had to go all the way back, and by that time it was too late. So Lyric Moore with a good at bat did what she had to do, but the misread keeps Shayna Espy at second base.
Sooners want to have a conference as Olivia Bruno comes to the plate. Bruno with a check swing single in the second inning.
Got to wonder what they're talking about here. Jennifer Rocha, the pitching coach for Oklahoma out there. She must know we can see her mouth. We want to read your lips, coach. Tell us what's going on. But with 2 outs, you know there's something calculated. Jennifer Rocha saw something, whether it's a situation or mechanical or whatever it may be. Good teams always get things set. They don't let things brew too long.
By to Bruno, 1-0.
Olivia Bruno's due. What do you think, Leaf?
Solid hitter. Fouls that one back. 1-1. Espy led off the inning with a double. Good speed at second base. Just misses outside 2-1.
Eyeballed that the whole way. Love to see that discipline. Hitters not chasing, especially when this is laying out to be a tight game. Kansas is out hitting Oklahoma 2-1.
Bruno had a good swing at that one, 2-2.
To everybody, that looks just like a foul ball, but you can see how far that shot off her bat, and she hit the sweet spot. She just missed hitting that ball off the wall over the right center field fence there. As a hitter, you step out like, oh, I want that one back.
Good pitch from Nicole May. Up high 1-0.
The home run queen coming in. The all-time Oklahoma record and the NCAA career record with home runs. With that powerful low crouch, just waiting to pounce on a hittable pitch here.
Yeah, she had a home run on Saturday, but she also drew 4 walks. Some great at-bats.
And that's just the discipline that you talk about. You let the game come to you, and you get a mistake. Remember Barry Bonds getting intentionally walked for like a month, and then he finally gets one pitch, and then he hits it 8 miles.
Haley Harper at short. Over to Bruno. Always down for the second time today. 1 away.
Casey Hamilton doing a fantastic job getting these hitters off balance, getting her ground balls and her pop-ups off the end of the bat.
Kansas lost the opener in this series 7-0, and you look at the final score, but it was a well-played game. Hamilton pitched very well. A lot of fun to watch.
A great movement on her curveball. We've been talking about how good her changeup is. You can tell she's in the circle. She's not facing the #1 team in the country. To her, it's a game plan against a hitter, and she's going to stick to that game plan. And even though, like you said, losing that game 7-0, it's not indicative of how well she pitched that game and this game as well, but we're deadlocked at 0.
2-0 now to Jennings. Unless they talk about hitters getting more comfortable the more they see a pitcher. Does the pitcher get more comfortable the more they see the hitters, that they see that Oklahoma lineup?
Well, I think if you're Casey Hamilton, you do, because if you're confident in your stuff, if you're confident in what you have and what you can do, then absolutely. But if the game gets too big, if it becomes surreal, or you get enamored with the #1 team or Oklahoma or home runs or offense, then just the fear of something can get you to change the way you pitch, and that usually means there's a lot of walks, or you're going to leave the ball over the middle of the plate. But Casey Hamilton is not afraid of anything. As we've seen, she's pitched extremely well.
Hamilton took a little walk after that third ball. She sends Jennings to first now with 1 away, and here's Grace Lyons. Second walk issued by Hamilton. Lyons walked in the second. She put on a defensive display the first 2 games. It's been Kansas with the glove work here in game 3. Outside 1-0.
She keeps trying to get that corner with her curveball in the outside corner. She isn't missing by much, but she is a little bit off the plate. If you don't get the call, disciplined hitters are going to keep taking that until you paint one right on the black.
Inside 2-0. As a hitter, how do you learn that discipline? Is it are you on a pitching machine and watching where pitches go and gauging where it is in that strike zone? How do you learn that?
I think there's 2 ways you learn it. You simulate it, and you actually have a design practice where it's just look practice, it's concentration practice, and then it's doing it wrong enough times with experience where now you started to learn your zone, and you get better and better as you roll along.
Hit hard but foul. So you make enough mistakes swinging the balls out of the zone that you either learn or you don't, right?
Absolutely. And that's a great question, Leaf, because it's maturity. You know, if you do something the wrong way and then you get coached on the right way, then you have to decide, okay, am I going to work hard to change it and create that discipline and become more and more of a better hitter who takes more walks and who understands the zone. And if you don't have maturity, then oftentimes you're just going to do it your way, and it doesn't always work.
That one's hit hard and fair. Solid base hit from Grace Lyons, and they're 2 aboard with 1 down.
See a lot of these Oklahoma hitters get right on top of the plate, and then eventually when you come inside, they're going to go ahead and pull the ball, and they're going to test you over there. Just a clean single to left, but again, we talked in pregame about that 63-mile-an-hour exit velocity. That's the target. Anything at or above that for these Sooners, they consider it to be a hard hit. I don't know what that one was, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it was probably higher than 63 miles an hour.
Isn't technology wonderful?
It is. Yeah, I'm still the old school guy now in my 50s, but if technology can help you become a better player and change your thinking a little bit, you can eliminate some issues, then I'm all for it. I'm just going to need someone like my 20-year-old and 17-year-old sons to interpret the technology for me.
Hamilton just missed with the off speed there. She and Lyric Moore will have a quick chat. I think it's so helpful, especially almost in any sport, though, when you can put a number to it and you can say, this is what we're aiming for, this is what we want you to do,
right? And
then try to achieve that number. I've got to think that's got to be a big help in coaching.
Absolutely, and it's that, and you hit the number, and then you can say, okay, this is the number I'm shooting for. But then on the other side, as a coach, you have to explain the why to them.
Right.
You have to be able to buy in, and they use technology. They've got great players. They've got a great coaching staff, but you also have coachable. You know, Patty Gasso wants talent, but she wants coachable talent. Someone that's willing to buy into what they're trying to do.
Another great stop by Harper. Out at second base. Wow, she did it again.
Wow, unbelievable. Haley Harper coming in at shortstop today. Another play, not just to glove it, but to get off the ground and backhand it. Look at this, fully stretched again. Reaches out and backhands it. Absolutely saved the first run of this game right here now with 2 outs. Unbelievable.
So runners at the corners now with 2 down for Lindsey Elam.
I'm so glad there's so many.
She was robbed by
players.
yeah, she was robbed by Harper in the second inning.
Right.
Tough play down the right field line. Bruno off her glove. Ruled a foul ball. That was going to be a tough play all the way. As Angela Price was coming in, Bruno was going out.
That's a tough play for anybody. I mean, you're going back, you got to run a long way. Your face is right in the sun, the wind's pushing it. She got a little bit on the edge of the glove there. She'll tell you again, she probably should have had it, but the realistic thing is that's a tough play for a major leaguer, a softball player, for anybody. First baseman going straight back.
And just like that, Lindsey Elam gets a second chance and delivers with a base hit. First run of the game.
Now remember, last week talking to Coach Jennifer McFalls of KU, they just need that one break. It seems like every once in a while the one thing happens against them. If Olivia Bruno catches that ball, that's the 3rd out and they're out of the inning. But instead, the very next pitch, Lindsey Elam hooks it into left field, giving Oklahoma the 1-0 lead.
Well, it's tough to give good hitters and good teams a second chance, isn't it?
It is.
So 2 down, 2 on. Ground ball just past Hirsch at third. That's going to score 1. And the Sooners are going to have runners at the third, and the runner comes home as the ball gets loose. So Oklahoma scores 2 on the play. And Johns ends up at third base. Just past diving Madison Hirsch at third.
It's amazing how oftentimes not being able to make a play. We talked about Olivia Bruno and that pop-up down the line. Again, it was a tough play, but that would have been the 3rd out of the inning. So these are possibly unearned runs, at least as far as the defense goes. Another great hit. Jana Johns hits a line drive, but ball gets away from the third baseman as everyone's taking a base. It's a double with a run scoring on the throw that gets away, and runner heads up scoring on the overthrow. So again, you got to be able. This is a good defense with Oklahoma. They're pitching. This lights out. So you got to try to limit this damage. Just like that, it's now 3-0.
And the pressure that Oklahoma keeps on you, even on that play, you saw it. Aggressive on the bases. Jennifer McFalls trying to settle her team down. They played so well defensively.
Madison Hirsch made a great try diving to her right. That ball just inside the bag. It tipped her glove, which knocked it into foul territory and slowed it down. A hard hit ball, but she did everything she could to get a glove on it and knock that thing down.
There's Kinsey Hansen now with a runner at third, 2 down. Change up from Hamilton, strike 1.
It's interesting how things snowball too, just from one pop-up in foul territory down the right field line, which would have got him out of the inning, now turns into, just a few pitches later, turned into 3 runs.
That one hit hard down the third base line, but just foul. 2 strikes now on Kinsey Hansen.
There's 3 people down there that are thankful they could get out of the way of that. The runner, third base coach, Patty Gasso, and the umpire down there, Michael Parker.
Hansen looks at that one, 1-2. Right back to Hamilton. Good pitch. Gets a big out. But the Shelby reached on a fielder's choice, a bunt that went over the pitcher's head. Like Hope Troutwine is in the circle now for Oklahoma. Started game 2 in this series. One to Shelby Gayer. Swing and a miss. Troutwine bringing some heat. Troutwine misses there, 2-2. Foul back by Gayer. And a nice catch in the stands behind us. This is up high. We're full now, 3-2. This is inside, and Gayer draws a walk.
Interesting on the pitcher switch mid-game. I'm sure she was getting down there. Hope Troutwine now in the game. She had time to warm up down there, but I'm sure Oklahoma getting their pitchers work in preparation for next week against Oklahoma State. Maybe a different look to these Jayhawk hitters. The leadoff walk.
Hornbuckle fouls it back. As good as Oklahoma is and has been, #1 since March of last year, technically they are still down in the standings to Oklahoma State because Oklahoma State has played more games. Oklahoma State out of conference this weekend, so the Sooners need to finish off the sweep here to keep pace. and set up their big series next week. Bedlam in Norman. So there's a look at the standings, and you can see Oklahoma State still technically ahead with one more conference game. What a great softball conference this is. I mean, there is just no rest, is there?
There isn't. It's amazing how you can be 44-1 in second place in your conference.
1-2 now to Hornbuckle. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Hope Troutwine.
Toughest pitch, you get a free swinger like Hornbuckle, you go up and away, tough to reach no matter what. But well located, good call on the pitch.
So it's Haley Harper who walked in the second inning, but it has been her defense that has been the story of the day for Kansas. Lays down a bunt, and it's a good one. Perfectly executed. Harper gets the runner over.
It was a perfectly executed bunt. It got out there, just not quite far enough. But again, Kinsey Hansen, the catcher for Oklahoma, did a fantastic job jumping out of there and firing a strike to first base. It was really close, but she hopped out of there and used her cannon for an arm to get Haley Harper out. Almost beat it.
Angela Price now looks at ball one. Price was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Got one with a strike.
You really like to see the Jayhawks just get on the board. Something good for just the moral victory of things. And shut out in this series 7-0 and 19-0 yesterday.
They've had runners in scoring position, just not able to capitalize. Swing and a miss there from Price. He's down to the count now 1-2.
We talked about it. If you let a team like Oklahoma in, you leave them a crack, they're going to storm through it. They're not just going to come in for one little one. They're going to keep coming at you. But on the basis, their defensive pitching is so good. There's a crack there. You got to be able to take advantage of it too.
Price falls it back.
You can measure size, you can measure talent, you can measure the coaching, you can measure defense, all those things. One thing about the Jayhawks you can't measure is just how big their heart is.
Up high. 2-2.
Jennifer McFalls does a great job teaching them about adversity when you have those seasons that are just tough, and Kansas coming in at record 15-30. So you got to be able to teach resiliency and perseverance, and this type of season will bring out the character.
Price pops it up. Elam there to grab it. The #1 team in the country.
Looks like those kids were split in the family. Got a Jayhawk shirt and a Sooner shirt.
Top of the fifth, and Riley Boone will lead things off for Oklahoma. Sooners with 3 runs in the 4th inning. Ooh, a good bunt. Hamilton on it quickly, but Boone has good speed and beats it out.
Well, that was a perfectly placed bunt. When you get a lefty in the box with wheels and Riley Boone, it's almost impossible to be able to get it. She pulls it to the right side. You can see she gets out there now. Her head's down and she's booking. And a lot of times it looks like she's way inside the baseline, but when those lefties slap, they go to the front of the box and the momentum takes them outside. You don't see, unless it hinders the throw, you don't see a lot of times an umpire call that out of the baseline.
Back to the top of the order now. Jada Coleman, who squared the bunt. That ball gets away from Lyric Moore. And Boone goes to second. Great pitch from Hamilton. You can see the movement on that one.
One of the things we have not seen this weekend is lefties that pull the ball into the corner, hit hard ground balls to the right side. Oftentimes you'll see lefties bunting or middle to the left side, base hits or ground ball line drive, whatever. Don't see a ton of pulls, especially against the lefty Casey Hamilton.
Up high. The Jayhawks in at the corners. Keeping Coleman off base thus far today, which is hard to do. Cheyenne Hornbuckle robbed her in the third. Two-one pitch. Another good bunt. Looked like Hamilton and Lyric Moore both reached for a second.
Yeah, it was definitely a lack of communication here because they both pounced on it. It's a well-placed bunt. Jada Coleman hustling down the line, but they both thought they were going to have it, so the other one released both at the same exact time, allowing Coleman to get there. Looked like Lyric Moore might have had the better shot at it. Casey Hamilton being a lefty, if she picks it up, all she has to do is make a quick turn. She's already in position to throw it, but again, it's a tweener with a fast runner.
So 2 on for Jocelyn Allo. It's been quiet today. A pop out to the second, ground out to short.
This is an Oklahoma offense. Again, you can't let them, as hard as it is, you can't let them have a crack in the door, and this could start to get big really quickly.
How about that? Allo squares around to bunt.
If I was a gambling man and you'd have bet me before the series that she would square to bunt this series, I would have said, that's a safe bet. She's not going to do it. But again, it's, you never know. That's why they're so good. Every part of this Oklahoma offense, I'm sure pitching and defense as well, but every part of it, it's not just a slugging team. They're going to make you earn every little bit on defense.
Outside, runner goes. Will slide in safely. So 2 in scoring position now for Allo, and a 2-1 count.
Depends on how you want to pitch now if you're the Jayhawks and Casey Hamilton, because you have a base open, but then you're having bases loaded if you walk her, bases loaded, nobody out. Your 2, 3, 4 hitters who are power hitters, high RBI, high average hitters. You don't get a break here.
Inside. No swing. 3-1.
This maybe becomes that unintentional, intentional walk.
Foul down the third base line, so we're full at 3-2. 2 on, nobody out. Casey Hamilton trying to get out of a jam. Allo just missed that one, sends it high into left field. Espy's got it, runner tags. The throw is cut off. The Sooners up now 4-0.
Well, we've talked about situational hitting, no matter whether you're talking about baseball or softball, but again, it wasn't a selfish at bat. She got a pitch to get up in the air, and you got a runner on third, less than 2 outs. She did her job. Good base running, good throw by Shayna Espy. Hard to get behind the ball when the wind get your momentum moving, when the wind keeps pushing it either behind you or away from you. She caught it flat-footed, but she wouldn't have had a chance to get Riley Boone coming in from third base.
So Tiare Jennings reached on a walk in the fourth, scored a run. Part of that 3-run fourth for the Sooners. Taken into right center field. This one's going to go over the wall. Another home run for Jennings. She adds 2 more for Oklahoma.
Ciara Jennings has been a wrecking crew this weekend. Another home run with runners on base. And that was just a line drive that ran out of real estate. That wasn't wind blown. She just got an outside pitch. She went with it, used her discipline. You see Casey Hamilton's pitch is outer half, maybe a lot of plate, but still outer half of a lot of plate, and just a line drive that sneaks over the wall, but it counts just the same. Seems like with these Sooners, Lee, if you get one person that floodgate starts to open, it doesn't take long for the crack to turn into a gaping Niagara Falls waterfall of runs coming in bunches.
21 home runs now for Jennings. As the number 4 hitter, Grace Lyons, steps in. Hamilton starts her off with a strike. Great changeup from Hamilton, 0-2.
If you're a hitter, there's not a whole lot you can do, especially you could see that Grace Lyons right there, she actually flinched a little bit, and once your hands leap forward even a little bit and the ball's not there yet, even if you take, you can't get your hands back to put something on that.
And tries her again, down low, 1-2. High for Hamilton, 2-2.
Good use of the changeup there. I think if it's me, if I'm facing an offensive team, Casey Hamilton does a great job mixing her pitches and all that, but I feel like if my changeup was that good, I'm just going to throw changeup, 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 changeup.
Popped up. Hornbuckle is there. 2 away.
Again, that's why you use the changeup to set up the fastball. She came back with an inside fastball there and jammed Grace Lyons and got her to pop out there. So there's the answer to the question, well, why don't you throw changeups all the time? Well, eventually good hitters are going to sit back and look for that. So you definitely want to be able to mix pitches up, risers, drop balls, curves, changeups, locate in and out.
Good pitch to Alyssa Brito.
You're not just trying to get hitters out, you're trying to get in hitters' heads as well, so they're looking for something different. You catch them off balance, get them off the barrel of the bat. Casey Hamilton does a great job of that.
Foul back, and Hamilton's ahead 0-2. Brito scored a run in the 4th, singled in the 2nd. Won't chase it. 1-2. Two and two now.
Lyric Moore's shown some great athleticism behind the plate today. Blocking balls and framing pitches and moving laterally.
Down the left field line, Espy gives it a good chase. Brito just ahead of that pitch.
Thought we were going to see another great play. Just a little bit out of Shane Espy's reach out in the left field. Just had a lot of fun this last couple weekends watching her play outfield. Strong arm, gets great jumps, good awareness.
On the ground, Harper gathers it up. strong throw. And the Sooners are retired in the second inning. On the ground and gobbled up there by Lindsey Elam. There's one down. So it's back to the top of the order. Shayna Espy, who doubled in the third. But was left stranded there. Strike from Troutwine. Every pitcher is different, of course, but watching Troutwine, she is quick to the glove, and then her delivery comes pretty quick after she gets set. It's obviously it's a timing for every hitter to look at a pitcher, but I would think Troutwine would be a difficult pitcher to read.
What's the rubber's short? It's not a far measurement. It's close to the plate. You've got the release point down low versus up top. And then you've got, when a pitcher's got a lot of movement, you got all these things flying at you, arms and legs and everything coming for you. You got to pick it up and read it. And
swing and a miss.
A lot going on there.
Just don't see a lot of ball with Troutwine. It's coming in a hurry.
Yeah.
1-2 count now to Shayna Espy.
Demands mental concentration.
Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Hope Troutwine.
So she really gets her body into it and generates it, works against that front leg, which speeds up your arm a little bit. Master that release point.
Madison Hirsch fouls that one back, 0-1. Strike from Troutwine. Good pitch.
I had a coach once tell me it's got to really focus, lock in, don't think. You're thinking about something, you're going to put yourself into the crazy mechanics. You just work and work and work and practice. College coach used to say, practices are mine, games are yours. If you work hard enough, often enough in practice, it's going to be there for you in games. The result will be there if you work on it.
Fouled back. What a conversation in a game talking about hitters. The major league hitters maybe thought that they got one hittable pitch per at bat. Does that ring true with you? One good pitch?
The way I had heard it was from Cal Ripken, who said, and I think it's kind of true, but he said that you might get one per game.
Wow.
When guys throw harder and have more movement and they're bigger than they've ever been, with technology and science improving and advancing.
But that was Cal Ripken. What did he know?
Yeah, I mean, he just was an Iron Man. But it holds true here too. I mean, these pitchers for Oklahoma have been dominant. And not a massive amount of strikeouts.
Up high. Good battle here from Madison Hirsch, 2-2.
But to be able to focus and wait, even if it's one or two or three hittable pitches, you have to be ready when it's thrown. You got to know what you're doing, and all in about 1,000th of a second.
Swing and a miss. Troutwine with her third strikeout, second of the inning.
Phenomenal. It's 6-0, but what could it be without those great plays?
It's great looks from our Rock Chalk video crew.
Outstanding, guys. Good work.
Lindsey Elam leads things off for the Sooners here in the sixth.
I shared this story last weekend about the only reason I became a right fielder was because I got beat out by a girl at second base when they asked you where you wanted to go. She was great. I wasn't. I was the right fielder. But you see now, I wouldn't be ashamed to be beat out by any of these young ladies who are flashing the leather.
Taken into right center field. Solid base hit from Elam. For the record, she was 2 years older than you.
Well, I wasn't the only one she was 2 years older than. Good piece of hitting here, right back, and Casey Hamilton
buzzed the tower.
Protect yourself. Yeah, it wasn't quite as close, but again, I'm the guy that's not in the circle 46 feet away.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter now for the Sooners. Grace Green has grabbed a bat for Jana Johns.
Coach Gasso getting some of these young ladies work, getting them some at bats. We've got one series left next weekend against Oklahoma State, which will most likely decide the conference leader. And then it's the Big 12 tournament following. It's hard to keep a team full of offensive studs. It's hard to keep them ready and successful, and the only way is you have to get it back. So you can work in the cage all you want, but if you don't have live pitching and live situational experience, it's going to be tough. So she's doing a good job juggling a roster that's so strong.
Well, through Lyric Moore, runner will go to second. Green entered the game yesterday in that big fifth inning for Oklahoma. Drew a walk, scored a run, singled and scored a run in that big fifth inning. And a core pinch running at first base, heads into second. It's 1-0 to Grace Green. Right off speed again from Hamilton. That never gets old. Watch it, does it? Unless you're in the box trying to hit it.
I'm sitting up here and I'm flinching, and I don't play anymore. I'm not in the batter's box. This changeup from Casey Hamilton is out of this world fantastic.
Fires one inside, but just misses. 2-1.
She's always got a game plan, always working. You know what amazes me, you see right there Grace Green from California. There's a lot of good schools in California that these athletes could be playing softball, but you find a lot of them find their way out here in the Midwest, though, schools like Oklahoma.
Outside, 3-1 now.
Casey asking the umpire, is that outside? Looks like a strike to me.
Was that a rhetorical question, you think?
Yeah. I think she's letting him know without letting him know. I want that pitch.
Just outside. So Green draws the walk.
Still not getting that outside curveball. It does look from here at least, because we got a pretty good vantage point up high, almost directly in line with the rubber to home plate. It looks like it's just missing off the corner.
So Sophia Nugent has grabbed a bat, and looks like she is going to hit for Kinsey Hansen.
Sophia Nugent had a opposite gap double yesterday in yesterday's game in that big inning.
When you talk about it, keeping everybody involved, how does Patty Gasso keep this team motivated at #1 in the country and 1 loss all season long?
I asked her that very question in pregame. I said, okay, coach, the machine is well oiled. You're 44-1. How do you keep these girls fresh? How do you not, I mean, it would be very easy for them to believe their own press, to believe the hype. 44-1. There's hype all over the country, but she tells them, well, first and foremost, I'm going to encourage them and praise them for what they do, but we're going to keep challenging these hitters. Going to keep challenging them. Well, with a runner on first, why do you let yourself get tagged on a ground ball to second? You see the holes over here. Why are you not trying to go there and fill the hole? She's always on their girls in a coachable way to play the game the right way, to get after it, to do the things that you're supposed to do. Because if you don't, 44-1 is great. It's unbelievable. It's otherworldly. But when you're in the Big 12 tournament or you're in the regionals and super regionals fighting to get back to the College World Series, they don't care about your record. It doesn't matter what your record is. It matters that you play clean softball and do it the right way.
1-1 now to Nugent. Inside.
Heard that once when I was younger, successful in high school and playing in the Junior Olympics, winning a gold medal. Had a coach once tell me, do not read your own press.
Inside, did you go? Strike called. 2-2.
See Sophia Nugent, when she gets her timing, gets her front foot down, she angles it a little bit toward where Cheyenne Hornbuckle was playing. She drives in just a little bit, and it's really difficult once you commit there. Really wide stance there.
On the ground. Harper to second. There'll be runners at the corners now for the Sooners with one down.
Another good defensive play. This ball right at Haley Harper there. It's shortstop, but you got to make those two. Not every play is going to be the dive this way or the dive that way. Great players make that routine play just as well as they make the unbelievable plays.
Now it's Taylon Snow who has stepped in to hit. Fouled it away. Outside. 1-1, lefty to lefty.
So many rules and so many hitters and so many re-entry things to manage. Patty Gasso's always thinking ahead, always locked in. You want your players to be locked in. You have to be locked in, but that's why she's 1,100 games over 500 in her coaching career.
Ground ball to short, coming home. The throw may have been in time, but the tag was not there. A bang-bang play. The Sooners add one more.
This was a bang-bang play. Haley Harper looked like there was a quick little hesitation trying to get it out of her glove. Right about just maybe a little bit, but the throw was up the first base side just a little bit. And Lyric Moore couldn't get around to get the tag. Run comes across, and again, once the floodgates open, got to be really clean, and a great jump off of third base. Lindsey Elam going on contact. The infield was not drawn in, so that was going to be a tough play no matter how you looked at it.
Now Taria Coleman. Looks like she's going to hit for Jada Coleman.
Flip-flop the number too from 24 to 42. Coleman to Coleman.
So one down, two on. Oklahoma now with a 7-0 lead. Down low, 1-0.
It's great roster management by Patty Gasso too, is every chance you get with the subs in, get them fresh at bats, because you're going to need them throughout the end of the season, throughout the Big 12 tournament. If you advance the College World Series after the regionals and super regionals, Oklahoma's obviously that team, number one in the nation. You fully expect them to be there. Doesn't guarantee anything, but you expect them to be there.
Give them a lineup card to work out. Inside. 3-0 now.
But that's the way it has to be, Leaf, because again, if you sit your players all the time and then it comes to a point where you need them, that's an excellent pitch right there. Might have scraped the bottom, but you got to be consistent for the umpire to get it. But you just got to give them, you can't expect them to be ready to hit if you make them sit for weeks and weeks on end.
There's a strike, 3-1.
That's just good roster management. I think she knows what she's doing, I'll just say that.
Fouled away. Hamilton's worked it back to full. 1 down, 2 on for the Sooners. 1 run already across here in the 6th. th pitch from Hamilton coming up. Down the left field line, Espy. There's a good effort. We'll do it again.
Sooner hitters, man, they just fight tooth and nail. They scratch. Fouling pitches off.
Hit hard. Bruno makes a play at first. Runners advance, but they're 2 down.
So Casey Hamilton needed right there was to try to get a ground ball somewhere just to get that second out without a runner scoring. So now you've got 2 outs. Now is a situation with Jocelyn Alo up to bat. Now you've got a base open, the big home run hitter, but yet behind her is Tiare Jennings, who hit yet another home run in her last at bat. So there's just no rest for the weary.
Moore did a good job keeping that in front of her. 1-0. Two down, 2 in scoring position. Alo hits it hard to third. Hirsch makes the play. And the Sooners leave 2 on. Strike 1 from Jordy Ball.
Comes out firing. See that walk, that confident swagger.
Strike 2.
Something about Jordy Ball, with her walk and her approach to the rubber, that swagger saying, you better bring a lunch. You're in for a tough fight.
This is up high. We talked about it before. Oklahoma with 4 players up for Player of the Year in the top 25 finalists.
Wow.
Jordy Ball, obviously one of them, gets a strikeout.
Well, this is what Jordy Ball does. Movement, location, speed, just power, power, power. See, Lurk Moore just can't quite catch up to that inside fastball.
There's Olivia Bruno. Fouls that one back. Bruno had a double in the Friday game against Jordy Ball. Single today in the second inning. That was against Nicole May, who started this game. Outside, 1-1. Got around on that one, fouled it off. 1-2.
Talked about Olivia Bruno this weekend as well. Just a short stroke, number 4 hitter, but you notice, Leaf, that she just rested on her shoulder and just lifts it right off. Very, very quiet. Good hands, short stroke.
Into right center field. This one is off the wall. Bruno's going to have another double. She's just a good hitter, isn't she?
She's an outstanding hitter. She just keeps it simple, works hard, her head stays still. She's got the mechanics of a leadoff hitter, but the power of a 4-hole hitter, very disciplined as well. It's her second double of the game. Wind blowing out that way, but not as much as it was. And just goes with his 2-strike pitch. One hopper off the wall. Now, outfielder's right there. Riley Boone does a good job getting it in. See, that ball gets in very, very quickly, but great enthusiasm from Olivia Bruno.
Peyton Renzi from Blue Valley Southwest is going to run for it, second base. Shelby Gayer stepping up for the Jayhawks. One in scoring position, one down. Facing Jordy Ball. Inside.
This is the inning right here where late in the game, final game of the series, you've been shut out twice by Oklahoma. Just want something for your team, just to scratch a run across.
Strike from Ball.
Good change up there down in the zone.
Outside. Good eye from Shelby.
This is where you start to hear the fans on both sides chirping. One doesn't like the strike call. Now Oklahoma doesn't like the non-strike call. So much action every pitch.
Up high. 3-1.
Watching her work in the circle. Jordy Ball looks, she's lurking, stalking around that pitcher's rubber.
Down the right field line, but just foul.
Inches from their first run of the series. Just inches. Good battle here.
Full count now to Gayer. Great crowds all weekend long. All 3 games sold out, standing room only. 3-2 pitch, one down. Swing and a miss. Ball with her second strikeout.
It's a good idea by Jordy Ball to work back inside. Probably was ball 4, but 3-2 when you're trying to fight. That's a tough pitch to take. Just pounds her deep in the zone. See her right there staying short. Those hips kind of cleared a little bit. He's buckled just a little bit, but it's a good at bat by Shelby Gayer, but great location by Jordy Ball.
Up high to Cheyenne Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle struck out twice, made a great play at second base. Strike on the outside corner.
Jayhawk fans are not too happy. That looked like it was just a little bit off the outside part of the plate. Isn't it funny, in the stands and on TV, everybody knows the job of the umpire, right?
Sophia Nugent did a nice job of framing that one. She popped out up high. 2-1.
That's a great point, Leaf. You know, you get catchers sometimes, the way they move, if their body slides laterally and they get to the spot and then catch the ball and frame it, it looks more like a strike. You've got some catchers that get a little bit lazy and move as you're catching it, so they'll catch it at a spot but then take it 2 to 5 inches further out.
That one just misses. Now the Oklahoma fans feel like they're even.
So Sophia Nugent does a great job of that. Yeah, a little bit up.
Somebody described it to me once as being a quiet catcher.
I heard that from Sal Fasano, longtime big league catcher, former roommate of mine, and he was very good laterally, and he could stick a pitch without making it float.
Outside, Hornbuckle does a good job to draw a walk there into a board. 2 on, 2 down. And here comes Haley Harper. And what a day she's had in the field.
I am so happy that so many young girls are out here in the softball tournament, all different ages, watching two great teams here. But if there are any infielders, young infielders here, they have been treated to an incredible display of defense by Haley Harper this weekend.
Harper just fouled.
Covers a lot of ground at shortstop. Great instincts, great footwork, strong arm, and is not afraid to sell her body out to dive for a ball. She can go in the hole. She can come in toward the bag. Great awareness.
Ball comes inside. 1-1.
That's a great take by Haley Harper, but that's also a great pitch by Jordy Ball. She sees that she can get her to foul it off or swing and miss, and she can bury it, not necessarily on the corner, but even more inside, because a lot of these hitters look inside. It's just very smart pitching. Good job on both.
Up high. 2-1. Now the Sooners want to have a quick chat with Jordy Ball.
Pitching coach Jennifer Rocha. And see a little bit of what's going on here, and Jordy Ball getting a little bit out of rhythm as far as balls and strikes go, and she's probably saying, hey, let's make sure we're on the same page here. Let's make sure we're not getting behind in the count. You know, Oklahoma pitchers don't normally do that, and so she's trying to stamp out a mini fire. There's been any little bit of a crack in Oklahoma's game, it's this, and it hadn't been much of a crack because KU has yet to score all weekend, but that's what they do, try to tamp it out before it starts.
All right, so Haley Harper up in the count, 2-1. 2 down. Jayhawks have 2 on. Pitch from Ball. Harper takes it into left field. The Jayhawks are going to try and score. The run is across the plate. Peyton Renzi with a good job circling third. And the Jayhawks have their first run of the series.
Boy, Leaf, you absolutely love to see this. A ray of sunlight for the Jayhawks. They finally get on the board. Haley Harper with a great at-bat, a single and an RBI. Another inside pitch, and we know what she's done. Good level swing, turns on it. Runner going the whole way. It's a great throw by Alyssa Brito, but not in time. A speedy runner out there. Love to see the Jayhawks getting on base.
Sarah Rozak looks like she's going to hit for Angela Price.
Normally, with the ERA as it is with these pitchers, Jody Ball finally gives up a run. Probably hadn't given up a run in quite some time, but
I think that's her first earned run since February 25th, if I remember.
Well, since today's May, I guess that makes it 2 months ago. Very impressive, and see if the Jayhawks can keep it going.
Rozak with 2 in scoring position, 2 down. Ball fires a strike. Check swing to third. Up and firing. Good play. Jenna Johns gets the out. Here in Lawrence, the Jayhawks get on the board. Trail the Sooners by 1. RBI from Haley Harper, is doing it at the plate and in the field today. Peyton Renzi pinch running, scoring from second base. Jennings starts off a hard hit ball to left. She's heading to second. Throw gets by Hornbuckle, and now she'll go to third. Aggressive base running from Jennings. Who was swinging at the first pitch.
Well, again, swinging at the first pitch, it might be the best one. You see it, it's right there, and she comes right down through it and hits a clean double. In this situation right here, your right fielder should be hustling over and being there before the play's done. As soon as the ball's down the line, that right fielder needs to be breaking in the anticipation of the throw coming in from left field. She hustled over to get it, did Angela Price, but it's a little bit late getting there, allowing that runner to go to third.
So here's Grace Lyons. They're singled back in the fourth. Hit hard but foul.
The hitters from Oklahoma, they just keep coming and coming at you.
We talked about their offensive explosion on Saturday. 15 hits, 3 home runs, 7 players with at least 2 runs batted in.
Wow.
We talked about it in the open. 35 run rule set ties the program record that they set last year. Strike call, good pitch from Casey Hamilton.
Oh, she got that outside corner. Not going to give up on it. Still going to try to paint it. You go there enough, that umpire give it to you eventually.
Outside. Jordan Richards behind the plate now for the Jayhawks. Oh, misses. We're full at 3-2.
Good pitch. You can see is up over 100 pitches now. Still great speed on her changeup, but just hopping up a little bit. And just last couple changeups she's thrown have been up in the zone, using a little bit of body to try to push it there.
Harper between hops makes it look pretty easy. Gets the out at first.
Another good play, does a good job trusting her arm. Good footwork, good mechanics. Quick look of the runner back and then firing it over. Textbook mechanics again. I love that there's so many of these young softball players here today playing in the tournament or just coming out to watch. They've been treated to some stellar defense, especially by Haley Harper for the Jayhawks.
No one freezes Hamilton. She wanted that one. 1-0.
I think
to Alyssa Brito.
Well, the Jayhawk fans wanted it too. It's a pretty good pitch.
And high to center field. Omley goes back and just watches it. Over the wall and gone. Alyssa Brito.
The Oklahoma offense does it again. Alyssa Brito, a no-doubter to dead center field. As soon as she got it up into that jet stream, there was no doubt about it. It was a good pitch, had some good movement on it. She kept her hands inside the ball really well and just hit it hard, but hit it hard up in the air enough to have that wind just blow it about 30 to 40 feet over the fence. Yet another Oklahoma home run this weekend.
Ground ball, Harper. Good play. Retires Lindsey Elam. They're 2 down.
And we talked about yesterday, Leaf, about how when the other team scores a lot of runs, it's easy for a defense to get on their heels because you're expecting something to happen, but we have not seen that by this Jayhawk defense. You look around all over the place, they're on their toes, they're ready, they're moving, ready position, good mechanics.
Hamilton with another good pitch there, just outside 1-0. Get the chance for Haley Harper to show off her arm a little bit. We see her a lot at second base. She has been great at shortstop. Johns in the short right field, trouble. Hornbuckle makes a nice play. Macy Omley looks at a strike from Jordy Ball. So Jayhawks come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. Macy Omley, one of 3 Kansas seniors, playing their final home game here at Rocha Ballpark. Outside from ball, 1-1. Sooners will head back to Norman and get ready for Oklahoma State to come to town. Bedlam next weekend to decide the Big 12 crown.
That'll be an interesting and great series to watch.
Home pitches outside, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Ball bringing the heat. Upstairs. Full count now to the senior center fielder. Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout for Jordy Ball.
It's a good pitch by Jordy Ball there. Macy Omley fully expecting something to be in the zone. 3-2. Clearly change up off the plate. Tough to hold off right there. It's just Jordy Ball being Jordy Ball.
Back to the top of the order for Kansas, Shane Aspie. Strike 1. Aspie with that double in the 3rd inning. Strike called. 0-2.
Wow. It's a tough one. Lacey Hamilton's been begging for the 1 or 2 inches off, and then a 6-inch off the one gets called a strike as well. That was a better pitch.
1-2.
They're human. Tough to lock in every single pitch.
Fouled away. Did you see, was it last week, 2 major league umpires missed 1 pitch according to the box, how they're graded?
Wow.
And I think one of them may have even been the first pitch of the game, if I'm not mistaken, and then was perfect after that.
You see, you don't hear that enough, because
No.
there's one particular umpire in the news lately that didn't particularly in the big leagues have a good game or good games in a row.
Ball gathers that one up, flips over to first. 2 away.
But when they do a good job or a great job, we need to praise that as well, because that's tough.
So here's Madison Hirsch for Kansas with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Strike. Strike 2.
Good spot, well located.
Foul away from Hirsch.
Just fight that off.
Jordy Ball ready to deliver. 0-2. 2 down. Swing and a miss. Ball with her 4th strikeout. The Sooners with their 45th win as they sweep the series here in Lawrence. Well, Les, you got to see the show in person. Best team in the country. People are making comparisons to the best team maybe ever in college softball. Your thoughts?
Well, they put up 35 runs in 3 games and didn't play every single possible inning, although this went to a complete game. We saw great pitching. We saw incredible defense. We saw home runs. We saw doubles and good at-bats and discipline. But on both sides, we saw incredible defense. So seeing Oklahoma for the first time, very, very impressive. Obviously, they're going to be the team to beat going into the end of the season here. But we also saw a Jayhawk squad that plays with pride, and they don't give up. They don't quit. And